Hey, it's Jordan with Status Coup. Breaking news: Steve Bannon, former top advisor to President Trump, superstar, white nationalist, MAGA man, has been sentenced to 4 months in prison and a $6,500 fine for refusing to comply with the subpoena to appear before the January 6th committee. Let me give you the details here. This just came down. Former President Donald Trump's chief strategist, Steve Bannon, received a 4-month sentence on Friday for contempt of Congress. Quote, respect for Congress is, of course, an important piece of our constitutional system, U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, a Trump appointee, noted, also imposing a $6,500 fine. Earlier in the proceedings, Nichols said of Bannon, he has expressed no remorse for his actions. Bannon, for his part, declined to speak in court. My lawyers have spoken for me, Your Honor. Moments earlier, one of Biden's lawyers delivered a defiant soliloquy denying his client did anything wrong. In July, a jury convicted Bannon on 2 counts of the charge for his defiance of a subpoena for documents for a deposition. The jury took fewer than 3 hours to deliberate. Before trial, Judge Nichols had barred Bannon's anticipated defenses at trial, largely finding them irrelevant to his charged crimes. Federal prosecutors have asked for Nichols to impose what they call the most severe guidelines compliance sentence available, 6 months behind bars. They've argued in their sentencing memo that, quote, a person should have no greater contempt than Bannon in his defiance of Congress. And they echoed a similar sentiment. Let me read a little bit more about what was said. The judge began by stating that the January 6th attack on the Capitol is, quote, undeniably serious, and that the Select Committee's investigation has every reason to investigate it. He notes that Bannon has not provided any testimony, documents, or even a log of what he's withholding. Even though in July of this year, the former president withdrew any executive privilege barrier to Mr. Bannon's production of documents or testimony, Mr. Bannon still has not produced a single document. Nichols notes saying this cuts in favor of substantial sentence. But he says there are facts in Bannon's favor. He was relying on his lawyer's advice, which is absolute nonsense, but whatever. And the Select Committee didn't try to sue him to enforce its subpoena. Bannon sentenced to 4 months. Nichols agrees to delay Bannon's sentencing while he appeals, so long as that appeal is timely. Very interesting. I've seen a lot of lower working class and black people not get that deference from the court. But regardless, Bannon's going to lose the appeal. He'll go to jail for 4 months. I'd be surprised if he actually serves the full 4 months. Let me give you a little scene as Bannon was walking in today to the court. He was shouted down by protesters. Let's take a look.
How you doing, brother?
Traitor!
Thank you, ma'am. I want to thank all you guys for coming. Remember, this illegitimate regime, their judgment day is on 8 November when the Biden administration ends. I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks. By the way, and remember, take down the CCP. Thank you.
So, I mean, what's the takeaways? Bannon has become, one of the top voices on the alt-right in the MAGA movement. His show, his podcast is one of the most popular podcasts in America. I think he's dangerous. If you listen to his rhetoric, it has tinges of Alex Jones. He is a conspiracy freak. He is an election denier. And he frankly claims to be like a white nationalist trying to preserve jobs and, other things for, American citizens. There's not a tax cut for rich people he doesn't love. So no problem with him serving in time in jail. I think it's going to also give him a little bit of a sense of martyrdom since he, again, is with the January 6ers, is with most of these loony MAGA people, election deniers running for office. He will definitely, be further enshrined in MAGA lore by a lot of Trump fanatics and supporters. But, if you're not going to reply to a subpoena from Congress and you're going to refuse to do it, you're probably going to serve some time in jail. So, this will be delayed for a bit as he appeals, but I think he'll lose his appeal pretty quickly and then serve time in prison. So that's what we have. Steve Bannon going to prison. Couldn't happen to a worse person.